And it's time to begin the assault. They decided to attack me first, so I guess it's time for me to attack them. Hayashi Tadataka versus Ikeda Kuninari at the Battle of Karayoshi, 1866. A man whose profession is the use of arms should think and then act upon not only his fame, but also that of his descendants. He should not scandalize his name forever by holding his one and only life too dear. Shiba Yoshinamasa, 1350 to 1410. That is kind of epic, actually, but you know, whatever. We're about to begin this battle, and from the looks of it, it seems we're gonna be at the bottom of a hill. Not exactly the best position I want to be in, but you know, I'm fine with that. I ain't got no problems with that whatsoever, actually. Well, it's not exactly at the bottom of the hill, but they start at a hill, so you know how it is. Also, they're attacking, so I shouldn't have to worry about climbing that at all. So I guess I'll have to meet them here on the open fields, or in the town, but I think I'll meet them on my own terms here in the field. The AI likes to play aggressive when it attacks, like really aggressive. It usually just charges towards you and it tries to crush your lines. I love how in Rome 1 they tried to hide that flaw in the tutorial because the AI, no matter who they are, will always charge your lines because it wants to break you. But in the tutorial in Rome 1, when you're playing as the Julii and you have to help the Senate against the Gauls, they say that the Gauls, like, since they're a barbarian faction, prefer charging tactics, which was historically true, but you know, it's just hilarious that they tried to act like this flaw in their programming was actually like how the game was supposed to play out, like that's how the faction was designed to play. It's still pretty cool though how they did that, but at the same time it's kind of hilarious because when you play as like the Brudii, for example, you kind of realize that even the Greeks are charging their phalanxes towards you, which is pretty fun and odd at the same time. So I'm just going to fast forward a bit here and basically wait for them to come to us. When you're defending against a bigger force, it's usually just better to let them come to you and try to take the terrain advantage if you have it. Right now I don't really have that though, but the thing about matchlock warfare, I mean I learned this from Empire Total War, is usually it's best to be the one who gets the first shots off. Also, if your enemy has to come towards you, it's usually best because then you can basically react to his movements. They still have to get their men all in formation and stuff, so you are usually able to get your guys around them and flank them and all that other fun stuff you can do pretty much. If you're attacking, it's usually best to find a way to make the defender react in a way that he really can't like set his men up to. So for example, it'd be best if you found a way to get his matchlocks to move, that way they can't shoot at you before you charge straight in. A common tactic I used to do in Empire is I would play as the Native American factions a lot. So, you know, a common tactic I would do is I'd bring a lot of melee units because the Native American melee units were always better in melee than, say, the European factions. But if you charge straight into a European faction, you'd usually die quickly. So what I would do is I'd bring like 2 cavalry units and maybe like 2 matchlock units that had the ability to sneak walk. So when you move your units up, for example, like you charge the cavalry up kind of close, not within firing range, but close. That way the guy would start moving his musketmen to target them, and then you'd move your little hidden musket guys up around them, and that way they just open fire. And when that happens, the matchlock unit either has to turn and fire at the people firing at them, stay and take it because they're going to get charged by the cavalry, or they'd have to move more units to the side to deal you know, to hold your cavalry at bay basically while they dealt with the musket units. And usually when that was happening, while they were all trying to reform their lines to deal with that, I'd send in my melee units and it'd just eat them alive. It was a pretty nice blitz tactic I liked to use a lot. But some people eventually found out that you can counter that easily in a few ways. I really hated not cavalry, but I hated cannons and artillery. Artillery, I mean, it's alright, but like in Napoleon, playing as Russia and spamming unicorns was just ridiculous. I remember one game I played against a guy, and he picked a really small map, and he pretty much just bought a bunch of unicorns, lined them all up in a line, and he defeated my whole army before I could even get close to him. I couldn't go around him at all, and basically my cavalry would just be decimated if it got close. So my whole army pretty much got destroyed by a unicorn spam, and it's just ridiculous. That's one thing I never liked about Napoleon, just the artillery and how easy it is to spam. When Shogun 2 first came out, the multiplayer was pretty ridiculous. I remember how people would get the, I forgot what they're called now, the rocket units, and they just snipe your general from the very beginning. I mean, it was ridiculous the accuracy these things had, because they just shoot and completely obliterate you. I mean, it was really bad. Your general would go down in one hit. I eventually found out a counter to that was to take your general off his horses, but when you do that, it sometimes still killed him, and it was just ridiculous. I mean, the range and the accuracy on the thing was just bad. I believe they nerfed it. I haven't played multiplayer in a while, but I hope they did, because trust me, that is one thing that's always irritated me. Now I pretty much talked through the entire battle. We're pretty much cleaning up now. I'm just trying to kill as many of these units as I can so they don't have an army to regroup with. And it seems these guys are running into the little temple or building here. But I'm fine with that. I'm just gonna kill them all anyway. Just look at all that blood. It's squirting everywhere as the spears enter their veins. You know that has to suck. Thank God you didn't side with them though, am I right? Yeah. You're lucky you didn't side with them. My dudes are starting to get fatigued now, but it's alright. They really don't need their stamina to do much now. It's pretty much just a simple stab and run game. I mean, look at these guys. Boom. Blood. Blood everywhere. People getting stabbed, people getting trampled. It's all good. You know what? I think I'll take out their wooden cannons. Killing off their wooden cannons would be fun. They're also pretty expensive, so I want to make sure that he has to recruit a new unit of those. Though, I never understood how come the artillery was so tough. I mean, even in Empire and Napoleon, the artillery was like the Superman unit. I mean, they have like, what, 20 to 30 dudes, but yet they still, they're still able to like take cavalry charges and fight for like 2 minutes before going down. I never understood how they managed that. Like, look at this. They're technically broken, like they're shattered, but look at this. They're still able to fight back, sort of. That one guy just killed one of my horses, actually. Did you see that? What is this? Yeah, the artillery has always had this abnormal advantage when it comes to fighting back. I mean, these dudes, like, I understand they pick up cannonballs and stuff, but dang, good people. I never knew they were that tough, you know what I mean? Anyway, we killed the artillery. It's time to end this. It's a decisive battle, and this is a pretty nice screen. I don't know why they're carrying giant torches exactly, but you know, I'm cool with that. That's a bunch of nice mountains and a little little river flowing through it, or lake, or whatever. I don't care. Port blockaded. We need one more province to win. Well, two more, my bad. So let's take Hoki real quick here. And this is a pretty even battle, but I'm a loser, so screw that. We're gonna do this the old-fashioned way and just auto-resolve it. I'm lazy. Yeah, I know. I am lazy, but I don't care. I'm kind of worried about that huge stack coming my way, though. Hopefully I'll be able to take Shimoza back here quickly. Let's merge these two armies. Not that one, this one, and this one. To support him. We're still at a huge disadvantage. And I don't like how they have all those line infantry with 8 levels of experience. That's just ridiculous. How many battles did they even fight? Like, come on now. I mean, I understand they have a huge amount of land, as I can tell by the mini-map there, but that's just ridiculous. Like, 8 levels? Come on. I have an army I've been using the entire game. Nobody has 8 levels of experience. What is this? This is total blasphemy. Let's repair the castle building. So, if they do decide to attack, I can kind of try to fortify it. Because if they can just run through the walls, I'm screwed. I am totally screwed. There is no other word for me in that position, honestly. My allies are doing absolutely nothing once again. It's always nice to see that they don't really care what's going on. And yeah. Eager to serve. We're not going to enlist him though because we're losing money. And I want to keep as much money as I can. I'm close to victory, but just in case anything bad happens, I still want something to fall back on. It's because all those damn Imperials are pirating my goods through my ports and stuff. I hate it when they do that. But whatever. You can't control them. Look at them. They're just sitting there. You freaking Imperial bastards. So I'm just going to move all these extra units I got up into the support area. And we'll see how much of an advantage I have now. We still got a little bit of one, but it's still not enough. So I'll recruit a few more units and we'll basically Zerg rush a place once we get a pretty decent amount of experience and units as cannon fodder. Because I know those line... Or not. Oh, they're attacking me. Okay, I'm fine with that. Let's save real quickly here and go onto the battlefield because I do not want to lose this to an auto-resolve. Especially since this battle's so important. If I actually win this and I manage to kill enough of their troops, I'll actually be able to take the city and win this. Hayashi Tarakata, Soma Tane Sugu, Ruzu Murinari, Yani Gisawa Korinobu versus Shimazu Hisamitsu. Tether even a roasted chicken, Maxim from Hagakure, in the shadows of the leaves, Yamamoto Sunitomo, 1659 to 1719. Yeah, this battle's gonna be epic. Let's get it over with. If it decides to load, that is. Battle of Chiba, 1866. We got this. They just have to hurry up and load. And they hurried up and loaded. That is good. So, obviously they have the experience advantage, and they have the better units, but I have the terrain advantage, and I have the numbers advantage. And in honesty, that's all that matters. Doesn't matter how great of a warrior you are. Even if you can down 100 warriors, I still have 100 more which will come after you are tired. So let's take up our position on the hill here. We also have a nice little forested position, so these guys really can't do much. If they try to engage us, they're just gonna get shot. and when they try to shoot us back, we'll have the cover advantage, so I won't lose as many men as them. So in all honesty, this will be a pretty easy battle. It'll probably be lengthy though, because with 8 chevrons, they probably have all these upgrades from hell. They probably have humongous morale, and their ability to fight will probably be pretty high. Because in Shogun, when it comes to like death animations and stuff, you know, when melee combat and all that fun stuff, it's based all on stats. Well, actually shooting is too. Like, basically it's all based on stats, and there's a small percentage of when a kill animation is put into motion, and that's all based on your stats versus the enemy stats, and yeah. So technically it is possible for a like say a low level unit to win against a higher unit. So like a Yarikachi can be killed by a spear levy unit, but the difference is that it will rarely happen because the Yarikachi has higher stats and their likeliness to kill the other unit is much higher, you know. So it's kind of like Civilization in a way, from what I've been from what I heard. I'm pretty sure y'all know what I mean. Like you'd play Civilization, and your battalion of tanks would lose to a freaking caveman unit, and you'd just be like, what is this? You know what I mean? It gets ridiculous sometimes in those like fights. I remember one time I lost my some jet units to a archer unit, and I was so angry. I mean, how is that even possible? Like, come on now. But yeah, that's the glorious thing about Civilization, and apparently that's also how Shogun and Empire and all them other ones work. So unfortunately, I didn't set my men further down the hill because I was scared of their cannons, and it seems that the melee units aren't taking as many casualties as I thought they would from the gunfire because of the forest cover. So it appears that oh boy, that was some pretty bloody stuff. So it appears their melee units are actually going to be able to reach my line. Though they still have all their line infantry units in a giant blob, and that's what I want. As long as they stay in that giant blob, I can easily just focus all my units around them here. And it looks like some of their units are beginning to break, but they come back because of the support from the other units. That's not good. I'll try charging my melee units straight into their matchlocks here. This should be an easy win on the left side. It's the middle that I'm worried about. Also, I still have reinforcements in the back in case I need them. So this should be pretty easy. Let's pop rally now that their rally's worn off. Give my men a boost against them. Also, while I was in the middle of this battle, I completely forgot about my reinforcements in the back there. So, I didn't even bring them in until like the last second, after I lost a good amount of units, which was pretty sad on my part. I thought I would have had them, but yeah. It would have helped me save a few units. And I managed to eliminate one of their generals just now. Now I'm bringing in my melee units to wreak havoc on these guys. The line infantry have pretty good melee against the spear levies and the matchlock ones. It also doesn't hurt them that they have 8 chevrons of experience, so these guys are pretty much like supermen compared to my units. I'm just trying my hardest to have them come up the hill here so I can get the terrain advantage. I also realized now that I do have reinforcements, and I was like, oh wow, maybe I should bring them in. So I started pulling guys from behind me to start flanking them. I also tried to get some support going here. I saw my 2 units breaking in the center, and I didn't want that to happen, so I charged my general in to kind of give him a morale boost. Also hoping to try to kill a few of these line infantry units and their general. Their general's fighting in the back with them there, as you can see. Unfortunately, I was also suffering a lot of friendly fire, as you can tell. I left my matchlock units on fire at will, which was stupid of me because they were firing into the backs of my own men, which didn't exactly help too much. Also, you can tell I'm home if you can pick that up. I hope the mic ain't picking that up, because if it is, this is kinda embarrassing, but at the same time it shows you I'm a human being just like you. I'm no different just because I worship the Demon Lord and sacrifice people to him daily, just like how one of my spear levies there just got his head took right off in a clean slash of a sword. I believe we call that a decapitation. But there was a lot of blood, so that just made it a ton better. Alright, all the troops are coming back now. And as you can tell, they're losing. The Imperial Vanguard versus the Shogunal Vanguard. And it seems the Imperial Vanguard is lost against the mighty forces of the Shogun. And they're all starting to break now. And they've broken. Glorious. Glorious, glorious, glorious. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Now let's begin the slaughter of them. I want to kill as many as I can, so Shimoza is very weak and unfortified, and then I can just march straight in and take it. But you know what, we'll end it right here, because this is almost over. Victory is in the palm of my hand. I'm pretty sure their units won't recover from this. The backbone of surprise is fusing speed with secrecy. Karl von Clausewitz, German military theorist, 1780 to 1831. So in the Battle of Chiba, we were victorious, as you can see here. We deployed a lot more forces than them, though. But that's because they had a lot more experienced men. They also had the city, but they didn't use the city, so that gave us the advantage over them. If they would have stayed in the city, it would have been a lot harder to take them, but we also would have starved them out eventually, so they had to attack. Now let's fight this. Yep, easy win. Let's auto-resolve it. This should be our last victory point, guys. Anyway, GG, may the Shogun rule. We got this. Decisive victory for the win, and he leveled up. That's just epic.
Victory is reserved for those who are willing to pay its price. We have paid that price, and now we reap the rewards. The Emperor and his minions have been cast down. All hail the mighty Shogun!
Tell me that was not epic. We won the battle for the Shogun, and now Japan shall be united under one leader. Instead of the false minions of the Emperor, it shall be the glorious Shogun, and the Josei shall act as the Shogunal's vanguard, for all eternity. Or at least until they're overthrown. The world may never know. The Tokugawa Shogunate could fall at any time for all we know. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you watching all the way through. Anyway, by the time this is uploaded, it'll probably be January 1st of 2014, so Happy New Year's to all of y'all. I'm gonna go drink some tea now in your honor, and maybe some chocolate milk, depending on what I'm doing. Or maybe some other things, like Coca-Cola. Haha, I know what you were thinking there. I'm not like that, I promise. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button, and praise the Demon Lord. Anyway, I will see you guys later. I hope you all have a good one. Happy New Year's, 2014.